Okay, so to compare f and g on this one, looks like we've got basically the same function. The main difference, or the only difference I guess, is a. A is 1 here and -1 here. So if I compare some of this information from the previous question, if I'm not adding or subtracting something to x, then there will be no horizontal shifts. So neither one of them are shifting left or right. If I'm not adding or subtracting something on the outside to make the graph go up or down, then neither of them have vertical shifts. So both of those are still true for this question. Now the a value is different, so you're tempted to say that the amplitude would be different, but remember amplitude is the absolute value of a. So the absolute value of 1 is 1, but also the absolute value of -1 is 1. So they actually have the same amplitude as well. So how they differ then, since all of that stuff is the same, is it's not the amplitude, the shifting, vertical or horizontal, but it goes back to like your algebra days. If you know how to graph x squared, and then you learn your transformations, and then you multiply by a negative, it flips it over the x-axis, reflects it over the x-axis. That's the same thing that's happening here. It doesn't change the height of the wave, it doesn't change the amplitude, but it does do a reflection. So between f and g, depending on which one you started with, they're being reflected over the x-axis from one to another. So if you flipped f of x over the x-axis, you would land on g of x, and if you flip g of x over the x-axis, you would land on f of x. So the rest of the graphs would all look the same though.